here's something I've enjoyed about the Cuomo debacle. There's not a lot of I've enjoyed about it. It's interesting. I can't stand Andrew Cuomo. I think he's establishment 101. I think he's corrupt.
He let the Republicans control the state Senate, right?
Yeah, he did on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose,
I loathe the media for letting him get away
sort
with
of
it.
For his own power, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. There was a corruption scandal about him. He put together a corruption council or committee or something like that. And then they started investigating him. He's like, oh, no, I didn't mean for you guys to investigate. I meant for you to cover it up. Oh, you guys are actually investigating? I disband you. He just disbanded them. And the media is like, oh, okay, whatever. He disbanded it. Cuomo's still awesome, right? Like, it didn't become an issue. Look, I don't want to get into the actual content of the politics of it. But the part that I'm enjoying is, so de Blasio hates him, and they've been political enemies for a long time, right? And de Blasio got his ass kicked a little bit during the presidential race and the latter part of his mayoral term, right? And I like him. I think that the press was monumentally unfair to him, et cetera. But he got hurt, right? So when Cuomo started having any kind of issues, you could see the excitement in de Blasio's eyes.
My God, loved it. He was thrilled. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, every time he was on TV or whatever, he's like, now let me tell you something about how much he has to resign. Okay. And so every time he's like, nursing homes. That's some bitch on the nursing homes. Okay, he can't even do math. I bet his head's knocking all the time, right? And so, and then the women came out. He's got to be respectful about that. But every part of the thing that came out, he was like, "What is this guy going to resign? What is this guy going to resign?" And if I tell you, if Cuomo is forced to resign, and man, he's on the ropes, man. If he didn't already have a ton of chips cashed in the establishment, he'd have been gone a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, he's still on the ropes, very much on the ropes. And if he goes down, de Blasio is going to be like the 72 Dolphins.
Right.
He's going to be popping champagne.
I wonder.
Yes!
I wonder two things. I wonder whether it'll help de Blasio politically. Because here's the thing about de Blasio. Forget the way the press treated him in the presidential race. He did not run a very good campaign, right? There's no question.
No, I mean the press mainly in New York.
Right, okay. But
mayoral terms.
Every person I know from New York, every person hates him.
Nah, they got brainwashed. Got brainwashed.
No, they didn't. I'm telling you, I mean, some might have, but these are New Yorkers, man. And and they're media savvy, and some of them are conservative. They're all Democrats, but some of them are conservative Democrats. Some of them are out and out progressives, and they hate him. So I don't know I'm just curious what it is about that guy that rubs New Yorkers, that rubs politically astute New Yorkers the wrong way, right? Because it's not about policy. It's not like they object to this particular policy. They hate Bill de Blasio, and I find it. Yeah, no. I find it interesting. Then I want to.
Yeah, I just want to say on that real quick. Look, I get that for whatever reason he grates on some people's nerves, and there must be something about the personality. I get it. Okay, I'm not denying it. On the other hand, like when he was starting to run for president, I'm like, look, he's a good, solid progressive, and I'm thrilled that he won in New York, and I like him, and I like his policies. I like there's another progressive in the race, et cetera. So let me find out, because people in New York hate him. I know that. So people in New York, by the way, people in New York don't hate him. People we know hate him. They're wealthier. Let's keep it real. Okay. So
not all of them, but okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, let me look into why they hate him, because maybe I'm missing something. I don't want to miss something. I don't want to support a guy even in any way, shape, or form that I'm missing something on. And everybody told the same story. He wastes money by going to the YMCA in Brooklyn. His old YMCA in Brooklyn. And one time I got a chance to go to a meal with him, and I asked him about that because I thought it was funny. Like, who gives a shit? I don't care which gym he goes to. You really? That's why you guys hate him?
No,
that's insane.
That's crazy. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's like the hardest job in the world, right, being the mayor of New York. And the people who are good at it, it's really impressive that they be good at that job. And they make a lot of enemies because being good at it means cutting off a lot of people, and those people are usually the poorest in New Yorkers. right? But I'm curious, just politically, forget de Blasio for a sec. I'm curious what his numbers are. I was trying to look them up, but is Andrew Cuomo going to Ralph Northam this and just make it?
Yeah.
Like,
so that's definitely what he's trying to do.
And if it happens, that means it will have happened twice with Northam, who was like, yeah, you know what? I don't think that was me, and I'm not quitting. And then that was the end of that, largely.
Yeah. That's so. I know,
but if it happens twice, then it will be a thing that you do, and that's it. And that is a potential sea change. If Cuomo survives this, and Trump also did it. You know, that seems so partisan that we don't look at it the same way. But it is emerging that, you get caught and it's terrible and you got to resign. No, I'm not going to. You can vote me out. And it's an interesting political development if this happens.
It was literally the first thought I had. He's trying to Ralph Northam this thing, and that's why he keeps saying, hey, I want Letitia James to conduct her investigation and come to a conclusion. And Letitia James, as far as I can tell, this New York Attorney General is not a strong ally of Cuomo's, as far as I know, right? And so I'm like, I instantly got it. He's trying to run out the clock, right? So because his number one problem isn't any of the things he's done, it's the media attention, and if he can successfully punt it to the later investigation, he's killed 1,000 investigations. He's buried 1,000 investigations. It won't be as hot at that time, and it'll be old news. So he's desperately trying to make it old news. That's why this drip, drip, drip of the water is in the wall with 7 different women coming out is killing him. Every time a new woman comes out, it's in the news again. Like when he killed the people in the nursing homes, nobody cared. Like, would he have to resign over that? No way. No way he would have fallen over that. Okay.
That's right.
Now, look, I'm exaggerating by saying he killed the people in nursing homes, but he cut funding to the hospitals. That's why they didn't have as many beds. Then he forced them back into the nursing homes from the hospitals. And then he got a political contribution from the nursing home industry. This is that's Cuomo 101. So it's not that much of an exaggeration. So whatever happens to him, I hope there's a tsunami in his walls.
It's like he wants to go, hey, look, I won't criticize you. Anybody who has something to say about me in the next 5 days, I need you all out. You should feel unburdened. Come out. Come on. I'll take it all.
He'd be much better off with having 14 people come out tomorrow than having 3 more come out over the next 3 weeks.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm certainly not suggesting that he shouldn't resign in any way, and I have no particular affection for him at all, none, in fact. But it is incredibly interesting to watch how this appears to be playing out. I mean, this is a guy who does not look at all like he's going to resign, and what that will mean for the future of people caught in scandals.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's any justice in the world. So the story of the sexual harassment of the women is obviously terrible, right? But why don't people care about the dead folks in the nursing homes? Why don't they care that he killed the corruption commission? That's insane. On that alone, he should never, ever, ever win another election. And so the media is everything. All right, last thing. We're way past time. Back to de Blasio. So I did have breakfast with him once, and I don't share things that are in confidence, but I feel like this is so benign. I think it's okay. So I asked him about that. I said, why are people so bothered? I said, I don't know. He's like, I don't know why they're bothered either. And he's like, look, Cenk, I go to the goddamn Y. It's like I'm going to a YMCA by my old house. Like of all the things to be bothered about, it's not like I'm going to a fancy gym and I'm wasting taxpayer money to go to the fancy gym and this and that. I'm the mayor of New York. I'm going to the Y.
Yeah, it does suggest a little bit of we're going to find something. We're New Yorkers and we hate our mayors. And I'm going to find something because that is, I mean, unless something about that story that I don't know, it doesn't make any sense at all. And I just want to say this one thing because it reminded me. This takes 20 seconds, but I saw that 12 Republican governors and 10 Democratic governors haven't gotten the vaccine yet because they don't want to jump the line. I think that's true for all of them. For the Democrats, it's certainly true. I think for the Republicans too. You're the governor, jump the line. Like the continuation of power is important. Like stop, go to the gym you want to go to and get the vaccine, man. You're not jumping the line. You're the governor. It is important that we have continuity, and you shouldn't get sick. And you have to meet people, and you have to go out in the world, and you should be publicly taking the vaccine so everybody sees you. Stop. You're not being a good guy. You're being dumb. That's it.
Yeah, I wish all the Republican governors would take it in particular, but soon after everyone I know is vaccinated, I'm not going to care at all. And so you do whatever the hell you like. In the immortal words of Anna Kasparian, you do you, boo.
All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.